Is Vidya D there? Join again, Vidya. Good morning, students. Have a great start of the week. Let's start with the data structure session. In this today's session, we are going to see applications of linked list. Before that, I posted one question in the chat. Nobody has responded. Shall we have a quick glance of the quiz answers which you have attended last week? MCQ 1. Okay, try to respond the questions which were posted in the chat. Or you can unmute and you can tell also. Okay, let's have that discussion at the end. Let's have that quick discussion at the end. Now, we are going to see applications of linked list. In the previous session, we saw what? Doubly linked list and circular linked list. In that, we saw the routine for inserting, how to insert an element in a doubly linked list and how to delete an element in a doubly linked list. When compared to singly linked list, what is the difference here? In doubly linked list, you have 2 pointers, a forward link and a backward link. A forward link points to the address of the next node. A backward link points to the address of the previous node. Yes, for your node, element will be there or data will be there and 2 addresses, its previous element and its next element will be pointed by the corresponding pointer. So only you are using 2 pointers, F link and B link. As they are storing the address, they should not be given as integer or float like that. They must be given as what? Pointer data type, because pointer is a variable which holds the address of some other variable. If anyone has some doubts in pointers, feel free to ask. You can also text me later. We can have separate session for pointers itself. If somebody feels difficult to follow the routines and all. Yes, you can inform your names to your class representatives for all the 3 sections I'm telling. We can have a separate doubt clarification session in the afternoon. Yes, at any day. We can discuss it later. So for inserting an element, what you should do, you have to adjust the 2 pointers because P is the position. After this position, you are going to insert the element 15. Yes. So for that, what you have to do, P pointing to whom? Pointing to address of 20. So it should be removed. That link to be removed. Then the 20 backward link pointing to address of 10. These to be removed, detached from that list, and you are going to add the forward link and backward link to the new node that we have discussed. So now 10 will point to 15, 15 point to 20, like that. The forward link will go. Then the 20 backward link will point to 15. 15 backward link will point to 10. That was given in these routines. Okay. Next, we saw the deletion, how to delete an element from a doubly linked list. Same thing. Just a similar procedure only. You have to remove that forward and the backward link pointing to that particular element, and you have to connect it to that next element, because the element which you are going to delete is considered as P. P arrow next means what? It holds the address of the next element. It is pointing to 30. So now your forward link of 10 should point to 30 and the backward link of 30 should be connected to 10. That only we saw in the last 2 routines. Yes. Next, we saw the features, advantage and disadvantage of doubly linked list. As it has 2 pointers, it consumes more space. Then circular linked list can be implemented either using what? Singly linked list or doubly linked list. Hope you understood all these things. Now we move on to the last part of our syllabus in the first unit, applications of list. There are mainly 3 major applications of linked list. We can use it for doing polynomial manipulations or for doing radix sort. It's used in radix sort and it is used in multi-list. Yes, we are going to see in detail about the first one, polynomial manipulation. But I will tell what are the other things. Okay, just we have a quick thing about what is polynomial. Any equation in the form of what? Ax power n plus bx power n minus, like that. For yes? Anything? Okay, polynomial example, best example what? any equation with coefficient and some power, 7x cube plus 8x minus 3. So that is considered as one polynomial. One more polynomial, 9x power 5 minus 10x power 3 plus 5 equal to 0, like that. You may have any kind of polynomial. It should have what? Coefficient and power. So those polynomial manipulations, we can do either polynomial addition, subtraction, differentiation. We can do anything using what? Using linked list. We can achieve these manipulations easily by using the linked list concept. We are going to discuss that only in this class. Okay. Next one is radix sort. You may be aware of sorting. Important techniques used in all the data structures are searching and sorting also. There are different kinds of sorting. We will discuss in detail in the 4th unit. Bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort. So many sorting techniques are there. Only the method differs. Okay, only the logic differs. But we are going to sort all the elements at the end. Some sorting it needs quick time. Some sorting it needs more time. If the number of elements are smaller, we can go for some kind of sorting. If I have more number of elements, we can prefer some other sorting. Like that, all sorting methods have its own advantage and disadvantage. Among them, radix sort is one of the kinds of sorting. It can also be called as bucket sort. Yes. I think no need to go in detail, but you must know what is radix sort, what is multi-sort, how the linked list is implemented. So radix sort, it's a form of bucket sort. I hope you know, for example, you have some numbers. In this slide itself, I mentioned 45, 34, 21, 9, 3. So then 12. Like this, I'm having some elements. Okay, now I want to sort these elements. The result will be what? 3, 9, 12, 21, 34 and 45. Have note and pen with you. Try to write all these things. We have the elements 45, 34, 21, 9, 3 and then 12. Yes, in this radix sort, what you have to do means first you have to sort the elements based on the LSB. LSB means what? Least significant bit. Yes, you have to sort the elements based on the least significant bits. You have to sort in the ascending order. That means LSB with any one you have to check. So now you may have some doubt. You are having the single digit only, 9. 9 is the LSB. What is the tens position? 0. So you can represent the 2-digit number as what? 0, 9, 0, 3. Suppose I have a 3-digit number, 5, 12. What you have to do for other 2-digit number for our convenience? You can mention it as 0, 4, 5, 0, 3, 4 like that. Okay. Now LSB. LSB means what? Ones position. I hope you remember all these things. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands position like that. We have to move from right to left for all the numbers. First sort the elements based on the LSB. In this example, you are having the LSB what? 5, 4, 1, 9, 3 and 2. So now what will happen? 21 will be sorted first. As I told, it is called as bucket sort. You have to place some buckets. Bucket means like a can you have to place. Just you have to insert those elements. So for one's position, you place 21 first. Yes. Then at the top of 21, what you have to do? You have to check the next least significant bit. Next bit. 12. 2's position is there. Then 3's position. So 21, 12, 3, 34, 45 and 9. This is the result of the first iteration. Got it? Are you able to see the changes whichever I am making in the slide? Need quick answer in chat. I am making some changes in the slide itself for easy understanding. Okay, well and good. So now what will happen? According to first, as per the first iteration, you are sorting based on the LSB. This one is your LSB. Yes, that is the least significant. So what will happen? After the first iteration, 21 will come first. Yes. Next, what's the next one?
12.
12, good.
3, 0, 3.
0, 3.
34.
34, 45. Yes, then 09. For our understanding, we are putting the prefix 0. Or else we'll get confused whether it's in ones position or tens position. Okay, but this is not the result, not yet sorted. Yes. Now what you have to do? Now you have to go to that next bit, MSB. Yes, most significant bit. As it is a 2-digit number, we stop with two things only. But if it is a 3-digit number, you have to then go to what? Hundreds position, then thousands position, etc. Now sort the elements based on the what? Ones position. In ones position, what is the least number here? In this order. You can, so first
09.
you are having all these elements in the bucket. Is it 09? Thing, carefully check and tell.
2-1, ma'am.
No? 03 is there already.
0-3, ma'am.
Yeah, 0. Two elements are there in the same most significant bit. You have to place the elements in the order, whichever it is given. Yes? So now, what will be the answer? First 03, 09. That is the first MSB. Starting with 0. Is there any MSB starting with 1? Yes, it's there. 12.
12.
Boys can also answer. No problem at all. What's the next MSB starting with? Is there any MSB starting with 2? Yes, 21 is there. Starting with 3. If 2 numbers are there means you have to go in order. Suppose you have 21. At some place 29 is there means you have to go in that order only. Because it's already sorted in the LSB. Okay. So next, is there any 3 position? 34 is there. 4 position, 45 is there. Yes, this is my final answer. Okay. I am connecting all the elements through the list. So only it comes under one of the applications. Okay. Applications of the list. First I am sorting the elements based on the LSB. Then I am sorting on the MSB. Like that you can go. If you have 4-digit number or 5-digit number. Finally, my elements are sorted now. Okay. And the third application is multi-list. Multi-list means, the name itself what it implies. It has many lists. It has many lists. Obviously, it will save space, but it will take more time to implement. I have many lists. For example, I want to make a multi-list for the students involved in many activities because we have different clubs. Let's assume. Suppose one student can be involved in many clubs. For example, language club, yoga club, women club. Like that, for example, I am telling. So one student can be involved in many clubs. So how can I relate through the list? So for example, student Aravind involved in language club. He is also associated to yoga club, also associated to YRC, like that. I am going to connect through the list. That is one thing. And another thing, each club can have different number of students. Got it? Each student can be involved in many number of clubs, and also each club can use what? Many number of students. Both are different. Okay. A student can be associated with many clubs. One club can have many number of students. So that concept can be implemented using the multi-list. Okay. These are the applications of list. Now we are going to see in detail about the polynomial addition, a very, very important concept, one of the most important applications of linked list. I mentioned polynomial manipulation. It's nothing but we can do polynomial addition, subtraction and differentiation. Okay. I hope you remember differentiation. We will look at that end. Now, we can do polynomial addition simply by using linked list. Any idea? Just I give 1 minute. How can we implement the linked list for doing polynomial addition? Just I have given the example also. 5x square plus 3x minus 10. Any idea? You can have a rough guess. You can put it in chat. How the linked list can be used? I'll tell one clue. A linked list contains what? Different nodes. A node contains an element and a pointer to the next node. Yes. Based on that, can you guess how it can be implemented? Though it's right or wrong, feel free to open your mouth. You have data or element field and the next field, next pointer. Okay. Nobody is telling. Okay. I'll explain. So in mathematics, you are crossing these polynomial equations regularly. Hope there is no doubt in the how to define a polynomial. Poly means many monomial equation connected together. So for example, I am having one polynomial 5x square plus 3x minus 10 and another polynomial 7x square minus 8x plus 4. How can you do polynomial addition in general? First, you have to compare the first element of polynomial 1 with first element of polynomial 2. You have to check which one power. No need to check the coefficient. You have to check the power or the exponent. What is the exponent here? 2. Yes. Here also 2 is there. Both the power or the exponent are equal. What you have to do? You have to add the coefficients. Just I am recollecting how to do polynomial addition only. Then only we are going to the linked list concept. Okay. Try to listen carefully. You can have a running notes also. So here both the powers are equal. So what you have to do? Add the coefficients. Yes. For simplest thing, I have given the same power for both the polynomials. We can look at different thing also. So here both the powers are equal. So what can I do? Add the coefficient. Coefficient here is 5. Here the coefficient is 7. So I am getting 12x square. Now move to the next one. It means move to the next pointer in the linked list. I will explain. Okay, first let's see how the addition is going on. Now come to 3x. What is the power here? 1. X means x power 1. Here minus 8x. Don't neglect that sign and all. Sign is important. Here plus 3 is there. Here minus 8. But both the powers are equal. Power is 1 only. So what you have to do? Add both the coefficient. 3 plus minus 8. That is 3 minus 8. Answer minus 5. So minus 5x. Then move to the next one. You are having minus 10. What is the exponent here? Is there any exponent part here? How can you represent this number in terms of x? Yes, somebody answering?
0, ma'am.
Yes, 10x power 0. Yes, yes, you are right, Siddhita. 10x power 0. So, you can mention it simply as what? 10. Because anything for 0 is 1. 1 into 10, 10. Similarly, for 4, what? 4x power 0. Assume that it's 4x power 0. Because you should not stop with this only. 3x only. You have to add it till the end. So, both the powers are equal. So, minus 10 plus 4, you are getting the answer minus 4. A simple polynomial addition. Assume that you are having 5x cube here. What will happen? Suppose
5x plus 0.
5
X cube plus 0, ma'am. No
plus,
term is there in the polynomial 2, ma'am.
yeah, no, yes, sir. 5x cube is the first term, but you should not put 0. Okay, that only I am going to mention. So you are getting 5x per x cube because you are taking the power of first term here with power of first term in polynomial 2. But both powers are not equal. Which one is having highest power? This 3. So you have to put that equation 5x cube. Then you are moving the pointer here. Now your pointer will come to 3x. But here 7x square, the pointer will be in the same position itself. Now here x power 1 is there, but x power 2 is here. Which one is having greater power? 7x square. So you have to put 5x cube plus 7x square. Then you are moving the pointer to next one because you placed 7x square. What is the next one? Minus 8x. Minus 8x plus 3x minus 5x. Like that you are going to proceed. Okay. I have the example based on that. Okay. Let it be as such. Now, let's see one simple example with the different powers. Then only it will be easy. Now, first, I have mentioned the general representation of a polynomial. In maths, you'll be well versed about it, very much aware of it. A polynomial equation must be in the form of an x power n plus an minus 1 x n power minus 1, like that up to a0. Then what? X power 0. It means that x power 0 is 1. A can be any non-zero coefficient. If it is a zero coefficient, means 0 into x square, it will become 0, null. So 0 into x, it will be null. So coefficient must be a non-zero value. Ni is the exponent value in the power. Okay. I have given one example. Px equal to 10x power 4 plus 5x square plus 20x plus 3x power 0. Now look at it carefully. I have mentioned this entire polynomial in terms of linked list. I hope you are able to see this one. You are having two data part and one address part in each node of the linked list. Normally, the general representation for node is what? A data and a pointer. Pointer is a must. Okay. And data is also must. Here, we are having two data parts. Okay. One for coefficient and one for power. You can have like this also for a node. But there must be a pointer. Then only it will point to the next node. Okay. Then the second node should have a pointer. Both data is not only allowed in a particular node. You can have any number of data, but what? Address field is most important. That address field should point to whom? Should point to the next node. Those who are not at all aware of linked list, if you listen these classes carefully, you'll be able to follow very easily. Don't think that as we are from biology stream, we are not able to understand. This reason can be told till your first sem only. Now you are purely computer science students, so try to learn many things. If you have doubts, feel free to ask about the linked list or any simple concepts which you are not able to follow during your first year. Okay, because only based on linked list we are going to see all other topics in data structures. If you are not aware of what is node, what is next, what is that element, what is p arrow next, like that means it won't be useful for you to understand the further concepts. Feel free to ask the doubts. So now you are in the linked list, you are having how many nodes? 4 nodes are there. 4 nodes, each node is having 2 data field and 1 address field. Okay. Now look at that first node. Always the first node address is placed where? It will be placed in a head node. So that we have mentioned simply like this. You can also have like this. Okay. Better I move for the point full presentation. So each node contains 2 data part. Yes. For this lighter, I need this one. I hope you are getting some red color pointer. So let's take the first element in your polynomial. 10x power 4. What is the coefficient here? 10. You place it as the first part of your node. Then what is the exponent? 4. You can call it as exponent or power. 4 is your power. So place it as the next part. Okay. So these are the 2 element fields in your node. In your node in the list. Okay. There should be what? An address field. That is your third field. That address should point to whom in general in a linked list? It should point to the next node in the linked list. Now check this 10x power 4 is connected to whom? That is what is the next element in your polynomial? 5x square. So this address pointer or this is called as address pointer or next pointer. Okay. This should point to whom? Point to the next field. It is the address part, so you have to mention it as pointer only. So can anyone tell in a node how many fields are there here? 3 fields, 2 data field and 1 address field. That address field should be given as pointer. Now move to the next element. You are having what? 5x square. The coefficient should be placed first and then what? Exponent. Don't put it in the reverse way. The logic won't work because you are going to compare the second field only of 2 polynomials. If both the second fields are equal, you have to add the coefficient. Got it? Now, what is the next element? 20x. Yes? So 5x square, it is connected to the next element 20x. So 20 is the coefficient, x power 1. 1 is the power. Then it should be connected to the next element. What is the coefficient? Coefficient 3. Because in your general polynomial, it's given as 20x plus 3 only. It means that x power 0. Don't forget to put this node. It's very important. If you put only element and next field, only 2 fields means it is also not a correct logic. Because all the nodes are having 3 fields in your linked list here. So your coefficient is 3, your power is 0. Is there any other element here? No. So the address of the last node points to null. Okay. If the address of any node points to null means what it denotes? It is the last element in your linked list. Got it? So this is the way of representing a polynomial in a linked list as a linked list. First element pointed as head, you are having coefficient and power, then the address field, then coefficient power, then coefficient power, coefficient power. For the any constant, you have to put the power as 0. Okay. Now, let's take that another polynomial, this one, q of x. For easy understanding, I mentioned this part, this diagram here itself, here also, that left side, this one. So you are having the polynomial 1 here. I am taking another polynomial q of x equal to 3x square plus 2x plus 6. 6 means what it denotes in terms of x? 6x power 0. 2x is also what? 2x power 1. Don't get confused. Okay. Now represent this polynomial in a linked list. What's the first node here? 3x square. So its address is placed in head. A head node pointing to the first element. Coefficient placed first, then the power is placed. Then this address field. This is the address field of this particular node. It is pointing to whom? Pointing to the next node. What is the next node in your next element in your polynomial? 2x. So you are mentioning it like this. So 2, what is the second part? Power. 2x power 1. So place 1 here. It is pointing to whom? It's pointing to the last element 6. 6 means it can be represented as 6x power 0. So your coefficient part is 6 and your exponent part is 0. It's the last element, so the next pointer points to null. Got it? This is the way of representing the polynomial using linked list. Now we have finished a part only. Now what you have to do? You have to add this polynomial. Forget the equation now. Just you have to concentrate on the linked list only. Linked list representation. So this is your first polynomial. This is your second polynomial. Okay. Now, if the powers are equal, what you have to do? You have to add the coefficient and you have to place it as the resultant node. If the polynomial 1 power is greater than 2 power means what you have to do? You have to write that particular node in the resultant node as the first node. If the second polynomial power is greater than the first one means you have to write that one. 3 conditions you have to check. Yes. If the exponents are equal means add the coefficient. If the exponent of polynomial 1 is greater than polynomial 2 means you have to make that node as the first node in the resultant polynomial. If the exponent of polynomial 1 is less than that of the second one means what you have to do? You have to write the second polynomial node as the first node. Yes? I'll make you more clear. Now we check the first element in each node because here for polynomial p, currently the pointer pointing to 10x power 4. That means this one, this node. Similarly for qx, pointer pointing to whom? 3 x power 2. That is the first node, node 1. You can call it as node 1, 2, 3. It will be easier. Here node 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not necessary that the two polynomials should have equal number of nodes only. It depends on the equation that we are giving. Okay. So look at the power. No need to bother about the coefficient now because we are going to check the power only. Here in polynomial 1, your power is 2, but here power is 4. This one is greater. So you have to create a new node in the resultant polynomial with this node, with the same coefficient and the same power. For any node creation, we know the logic. New node equal to ML of size of struct node. So just you place this node here. This is your resultant polynomial. Move to I'm mentioning in the right extreme right end. So because there is no polynomial no polynomial with coefficient, that is power 4 in the first polynomial. So just I have mentioned this one. Okay. Now what will happen? I have placed this node. What I have to do? I have to move to the next node. But here the pointer is already pointing to the first node only. It's 3x square only. Now I have mentioned the 10x power 4. I have placed the 10x power 4. So you have to move the pointer to the next position. For that only we are using that address field. Yes, you are pointing to the next position. P arrow next. P arrow next means it contains the address of the next field. It will point to 5. So now what you are having 5x square. Now check the power in both the polynomials. Here also 2, here also 2. Both the powers are equal. What you have to do? Add the coefficient part. How can I mention this coefficient part? P arrow mark coefficient. P arrow power. Because I can't mention coefficient 1 plus coefficient 2 because all are nested in the structure called node. You have to use only pointer. Yes. So both the powers are equal. So I am adding this 3 and 5. What answer I will get? 8x square. That is placed here. Look at that right side. Resultant polynomial. I am having 8. Power is same. You have to place the same power only. Either the first equation power or second equation power. Okay. Now where the control moves? Here it moves to the next one. 2x power 1. Here it moves to the next one. 20x power 1. It will compare both the equations. Both the powers, both are equal. You have to add 22x power 1. Assume that there is no 6x power 0 here. Yes? Now assume. Imagine here you are having only 3x square plus 2x. That's all. Now what will happen? This pointer will point to the next field. There is no more field. Now what you have to do? Here the pointer is currently pointing to 20x. You have to move to the next field. What is the 3x power 0? There is no more equation in this, no more term in polynomial 1 to check. So you can write that 3x. Now in the existing example, you have 6x power 0, 3x power 0. So I am adding as 9x power 0. There are no more elements in both the polynomials. So your pointer points to null. Got it? This is the logic behind polynomial addition using linked list. Okay, same procedure only for polynomial subtraction. Hope you understand. If the powers are equal, you have to subtract the powers. I have 3x square there in the first polynomial. I have 5x square in the second polynomial. What I have to do? I have to subtract the power. 3 minus 5, not 5 minus 3. Polynomial 1 minus polynomial 2. Okay, you'll get minus 2x square. So this is the logic for explaining the routines. We will discuss in the next class. By next class, your first unit will be completed because this is your last topic in your first unit. They have mentioned specifically the polynomial operation only, how we are going to do the polynomial addition, then subtraction and differentiation. So we are using a node called poly with what? Coefficient, power and then pointer. I told here. Yes, you have two data field, one for coefficient, one for power. Both are integers. But I can't give that next part also as integer. So I'm using what? It's a pointer pointing to pointer of type poly. What's this list 1, list 2, list 3 and or star list 1, star list 2? These are the members of this node. members of this structure. Got it? I'll explain this routine in the next class in detail. Now you are able to understand how you have to add two polynomials using linked list. Just we'll move on to the routines in the next class. This is a simple routine. 3 conditions you have to check. If PTR power equals, I can't mention directly using power coefficient like that because those to be accessed using the members of the structure only. Then if the PTR power is greater than another power, if the PTR 1 means pointer 1 pointing to polynomial 1, PTR 2 means pointing to polynomial 2. If polynomial 1 power greater than 2 power, what you have to do? If polynomial else, if it is less means what you have to do? First we have checked the condition if both the powers are equal. Yes, nothing only. We'll see in the next class in detail about the routine. Same procedure for polynomial addition, just you have to change the sign. Okay. What is differentiation here? I want to do differentiation for this polynomial. What do you mean by differentiation? Can anyone tell the answer for this equation? After differentiation, what will be the answer for 10x power 4?
40x cube
40x cube, good.
plus 10x
Plus 10x
plus 20.
plus 20. Very good. So you have to multiply coefficient and power. That is called as differentiation. Don't confuse with multiplication, normal multiplication. So for a single equation, you are going to multiply the coefficient and power and you are going to reduce the power by 1 for each term. So 4 into 10, 40x cube. Your power 4 will become 3. Then 5x square, 5 into 2, 10x power 1. You can mention it as 10x. 20x power 1 is already there. This 1 will become what? 0. Anything power 0, 1. So 1 into 20, 20. So your answer is 40x cube plus 10x plus 20. That is the differentiation. That also we will see in the last class. But this addition is most important. The simple thing. Only 2 things you are going to do in the polynomial differentiation. For differentiation, we need only 1 polynomial. It's enough. Okay. So with this, we'll stop that polynomial addition. In the next class, we'll see the routine in detail. Now we have a quick look about the MCQ because we 3 faculty members are not that much satisfied with your performance. We have analyzed all your class marks. Only a normal pass percentage. Many of you have scored very less marks. Nothing there in getting failed in these MCQs and all. Many got a single digit mark also. It should not happen hereafter. Yes. Which of the following operation is not big O of 1 for an array? Big O of 1 means what? For any constant, we are using the complexity big O of 1. I told it. If you listen to all the classes carefully, it will be very easy to answer. Yes, all the questions are asked based on this only. If you have any doubts in these questions, now also you can ask. So O of 1, big O of 1 means what? For any constant operation. So which one is not O of 1? Find the ith largest. I have mentioned specifically, find the 5th largest element. Ith means any position, any number. Find the 10th largest element. So the number is specified directly. 10 is your constant. Okay, so it's not applicable. Now look at the third one. Find the ith smallest element. Find the 24th smallest element. So your constant is there. 24 is mentioned. So both are not applicable. So obviously your option is what? Deleting an element. It won't be O of n, O of 1. Because I have to search to particular position, then only I can delete. Then array. Very easy thing. Data type, array name with size in square bracket. Option A. You just have a quick look. Now this one. Particularly 2 or 3 questions you might feel difficult. Hope I understand. So only I am purposely revising these things. Nobody asked so far. Can ma'am please will you revise the questions and all? what does the following function do for a linked list with first node as head? I'm using one function struct node star head because head is a pointer. If head equal to null, it means that if head, that is, there is no node at all. If head is pointing to null, head arrow next normally point to the first element. So if head equal to null means no element at all, return. Okay. Else part means that you are going to the next one. Function of head arrow next. What is head arrow next? Assume that you are having 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 elements you are having. Function of head arrow next. What is that head arrow next points? Head arrow next will point to 1. Okay. Print of head arrow data. But here you have to think this function is called again and again. If it is null means it will return. If it's not null means you have to go to the next part. 1, 2, 3. So it will go to 2. Then you are calling the same function. Function of head next. It will go to what? 3. Yes. Then after 3 there is no element at all. Okay. Because that is the last element null. So you are going to print the data. Where the pointer is pointing currently 3. Then you are moving in the reverse direction. Okay. So your answer is printing all the nodes in the reverse order. This is the logic for printing all the nodes in reverse order. This one. Because all other questions no need to revise. These are the important things. I have given the explanation here also. If start equal to null return, this is a default statement you have to give. Because you have to check whether you are having some node in your list or not. Okay. Then you are printing the start data. If start next not equal to null, start arrow next. That means if you are currently pointing first element means what will be start arrow next? It will point to the second element. That element arrow next means what? That second element arrow next means it will point to the third element. Okay. So this function will print alternate nodes from the head to end. Then it won't stop. Normally, if I reach the end of the list means again the routine will continue. It will print it in reverse order. So only I mentioned this question first. You'll get the list in the reverse order. But here I am printing from the starting itself, starting the alternate nodes. So this function, because I am calling the function start arrow next. If I am calling the function start arrow next means what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that it will print. Okay. But I mentioned it specifically start arrow next. So it will print the elements in the alternate order. Okay, 1, 3, 5. 5 is your last element. Again it will reverse. Again 5, 3, 1 will be printed. Got it? So these are the common things. For abstract data type, both are important. Okay. If you have any other doubts, you can ask. So with this, I will stop my presentation. Hope you are clear with the